Hi friends, Itheria here. So there's a lot of wonderful videos floating around YouTube right now talking about how to prepare for patch 6.3, which is dropping literally the Tuesday after this video gets posted. And just like everyone else, I am excited for this patch, so I really wanted to make some sort of video about the topic. However, rather than copying everyone else and telling you how to prepare, I thought I'm gonna share with you what I think you should do first, or what I think you should prioritize when the patch drops. I'm going to be listing these in order of what I think is most important to what I think is least important. So let's just get started. So what I have for number 1 here is alliance rates, and I do think like this is kind of tied with number 2 depending on your own personal preference, which you're more interested in, but let's just talk about number 1 for now, alliance raids. So we're going to be getting a new alliance raid 24-man called Euphrosyne. Probably said that wrong. This is the follow-up to Aglaia. So the reason that you should prioritize this is because honestly, this type of content is most fun when you're able to go in blind when nobody knows the mechanics yet. I still remember when Aglaia came out, and I did not do it the day that the patch released. I think I did it maybe like a day or two after, and honestly, there was already people who knew the mechanics, which was just less fun for me, especially as a healer. It's no secret that I think normal content can be kind of boring on a healer because there's not enough outgoing damage to heal. However, when everybody is fresh in a fight, oh my god, it's a great time. You have so much to do as a healer. You are the glue binding the party together. It's just fantastic. You will feel such an amazing bond with your co-healer as both of you struggle to keep the party alive for more than 2 minutes. Like it's amazing. So yes, I think it's a lot of fun to go in blind. I think if you've never tried it, you should. And if you're like me and you do enjoy going in blind, it's really something that you have to jump on right away, because the longer you wait, the more people who know the mechanics, the less chaotic and spicy it is, and the less fun it is. So just get in there. And if you've never tried it and you're afraid to try it, let me tell you, the worst thing that can happen is that you decide that you don't like it and you drop party. And then for 30 minutes, you have to find something to do. But guess what you can do in those 30 minutes? Work on your MSQ. Number 2 here in my priority list is the MSQ. And like I said, it is kind of tied with number 1 because I know for some people this is going to be what they want to do the most, not just because they're excited about the story, but also because the MSQ is going to unlock both the new dungeon and the trial. And for a lot of people, they want to do the extreme trial either blind or at the very least during week 1. I don't really like to do extremes or any type of like really hard content like extreme, savage, unreal, ultimate. Imagine if I did ultimate, I don't. But I don't like to do any of that kind of content blind personally, but I know that there are so many people who do. And for me, even though I don't want to do it blind, I still like to get in there within the first week because it's just easier to find parties and it's more challenging, and it just for some reason is more fun. I think if you wait too long, especially if you wait like weeks or even months to try them, not only are there less parties, like there's fewer people farming this stuff for the mount and whatever cool weapon skins it'll drop, but you also are going to outgear it to the point where like mechanics are almost too easy. Like if you go back to Extreme 1 and Extreme 2 and you're like, you know, maybe not best in slot, but you've been keeping up with your tombstone gear, oh my god, you don't even get to do like half the fight. It sucks. So this is definitely something to jump on sooner than later. Get your MSQ done, enjoy the story. I mean, I don't think anyone should rush through the story, but again, try to get it done sooner than later so that you can unlock that other stuff like the dungeon and the trial if those again are things that you're interested in doing. And honestly, even if you're not interested in extreme trials, I think it's really fun to do the normal trials blind. So I won't do the extreme blind, I will wait and watch a guide, but I will definitely do the normal one blind because again, it's just really fun. So number 3 is Sophia Unreal, also known as Containment Bay P1 T6 Unreal. Okay, I'm probably beating a dead horse at this point, but once again, you want to do it blind. The sooner the better. And for anyone who doesn't know, Unreal trials are essentially the same difficulty as the extreme trials. In fact, this trial once existed as an extreme, so it's kind of like they're bringing it back. We're not 100% sure if the mechanics are going to all be exactly the same, but there's still going to be blind parties. There's still going to be people who have never experienced the first one. Literally, if you Google Sophia Extreme, the videos are from like 6 years ago, so there's going to be plenty of people who've never done this before who want to give it a go. So you want to do it blind, get in there. And another reason to do it at least the first week that patch drops is because for Unreal trials, they have weekly rewards, so you just have to get it done by the following Tuesday to get your rewards. Number 4 is ranked PvP. So I'm not really a big fan of PvP. I liked Crystalline Conflict when they brought it out, but after having farmed series Malmstones a lot, I kind of hate it now. However, something I have noticed is that whenever one series ends and another begins, ranked matches in particular tend to be a lot more populated because obviously people are farming their rank and farming the rewards for that rank. People want to get back to Crystal. So this is the best time to level up if you're going for ranked. If you're doing casual, it doesn't really matter. For whatever reason, I noticed that when we are late in a series and like edging on starting a new series, casual PvP is like actually still pretty easy to queue into, whereas ranked, some of the wait times are like 10 minutes per queue, so it can be quite a bit. So for casual, it doesn't matter quite so much. However, I would say if you are interested in the reward for reaching like level 25 in the series Malmstones, the pictures of it looked really cool from the liver letter. It looks like a really cool armor set. Honestly, even I want it. Then, it's probably better not to procrastinate because, you can do both. You can farm ranked and farm the Malmstones rewards at the same time. Also, it's good not to procrastinate because you don't want to have like 2 weeks left and you're only at level like 5 or something and you need to get to 25 and you basically have to kill yourself and burn yourself out trying to get to 25. Don't do that. I wasn't quite that bad, but I did procrastinate a little, and that's why I hate PvP now, because I had to do too much of it in too short of a time span. Alright, next. Island Sanctuary. So we're starting to get into the stuff that like technically you wouldn't really have to prioritize it, but I did still want to talk about Island Sanctuary because it's getting a lot of updates and I'm sure there's going to be a fair amount of people who are pretty excited to do this content. I know Island Sanctuary was really hit and miss. Some people loved it, some people hated it, but it's getting a lot of like quality of life updates, and of course it's just getting like expansions like new ranks, new crops, new animals, new rewards, so it's getting quite the update. And honestly, Island Sanctuary is a decent way to make a passive income. That's right, passive. Once you finish ranking up on the island and you have all of your crops and you have all of your animals, you can just make the mammoths do everything for you and you don't have to spend that much time on your island. I think within a week, I probably spend like 20 minutes or less on the island. All I'm doing is setting my workshop, and what you can do is you set your workshop. There is resources for what to put in the workshop. There's actually a really good Discord called Overseas Casuals, which I will link in my description, that tells you what to put in your workshop to make the most cowries, and then you can spend those cowries on crafting materia and rare dyes. You can sell that stuff and make some gil, and that's why I'd say it's a passive income, because really all you have to do is set your workshop. That's it. You're just making money. It's pretty insane. So I do think it is worth it to spend time on your island. I mean, I will actually be doing it week 1, even though I'll be prioritizing other stuff ahead of it. I'm still gonna try and spend a little bit of time, probably every day, on my island, because a lot of these resources like Overseas Casuals are going to assume that you are at max rank and you have all access to all of the resources. So it's a lot easier to use something like Overseas Casuals to set your workshop when you're maxed, but also I do like Island Sanctuary. I'm weird like that, so I want to do it. Number 6 is Tataru's Grand Endeavor. This is another one that you could easily argue, doesn't really have to be prioritized. You literally could leave this until 2024 and it would not matter, but how could you? How could you do that? Glam is the real endgame. Have you seen the picture of the glam they showed us that we will be getting from Tataru's Grand Endeavor? I haven't even done a single quest in this quest line. I was not interested, but I'm going to be doing it. I'm literally going to make sure to get the current quest line done so that when this drops, I can go and get that beautiful, it's like a yukata, I'm sorry if that's the wrong term, but like a Japanese style robe clothing, like traditional clothing, but the side of it, you know what, I'm just gonna show a picture. Why am I describing it? It has a really cool sakura tattoo. It looks gorgeous. It looks amazing. I don't know how it looks on women, but if it looks that good on a catboy, it's gonna look incredible on my character too. So I'm super excited for that. And thus we have it on the list because glam must be prioritized at all times. Literally, this should be number 1, but I was being considerate of you. So anyways, my next and final prioritization here. Number 7. Leap of faith. Once again, this is one that you could literally never do if you it doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be prioritized. I'm putting it on the list because I like it, okay? I really like Leap of Faith. I think jumping puzzles are fun, and what's happening is we're getting a new map. And because the map is new, it's going to attract lots of people, and guess what? You're gonna make some friends. I know you don't go outside, I know you don't touch grass, so you need a way to make friends, don't you? Get your little booty in Leap of Faith, okay? Because you know what's gonna happen? Everyone's gonna be in there trying to get the new map. They want to try out the new map. There's gonna be so many bodies, it's gonna be so chaotic, you're not even gonna be able to see where you're jumping. But that's the beauty of it. Are you even good at Leap of Faith if you cannot do it within a crowd so large that your own character is lost? No. You're a noob. Unless you can do what I just said. So anyhow, there's so many people in there that you can't even see where you're jumping to. It's amazing, it's incredible. It's like a Leap of Faith Savage, but the best part is that the shout chat is popping. This is what I mean by making friends. You do not have to go outside, you do not have to touch grass, you only need to touch Leap of Faith because there's so many people in there. Literally, I can't even describe to you what the shout chat is like, but it's crazy, it's friendly. Sometimes it's not so friendly, but usually it's pretty friendly. It's just wild. It's a great time. Everybody is like cheering each other on at the finish line. It is like the best 5 to 10 minutes of your life. So if you've watched any of the live letter or like a live letter recap, then you're probably like, but Itheria, what about the Beast Tribe? What about Eureka Orthos, the new deep dungeon? Shut up. That's not coming on Tuesday. Sorry, but that's coming in 6.35, so I don't care about that. So I hope that my video could help you figure out some of the stuff that you want to jump on first, and please let me know in the comments what you're most excited about for 6.3. As always, please leave a sacrifice for Lord Algorithm, or he stops loving me and I become the disappointing child, which is rough, because I already am that. Oh my god, I can't end this video. And as always, please leave a sacrifice for Lord Algorithm in the form of a like, comment, share, or subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!